So Doctor Strange is the bad guy. I don't know if anyone else got that feeling, but it sure gave me that implied, to where he's the antagonist for this film, and pretty much telling Peter, I can't really fix everything, and you got to suffer the consequences of your actions. And yeah, very interesting. Very interesting. They did talk about the multiverse, and it's very interesting how that is going forward. And I'm just literally like, wow, I wonder how far we can go. There is a few surprises, and I'm like, oh shit, we get to see the pumpkin ball, and I'm like, oh, and we get to see yours truly, Doctor Octopus, and oh man, it just, uh, it really is great to see the Sam Raimi Doctor Octopus. Um, but wow, very very shocking. Um, I heard there's two or three Sinister Six teams in it. I don't know about that, but I'm sure we're probably gonna get to see the closest thing you can get to a Sinister Six. Electro, Green Goblin, Doctor Octopus, probably Lizard. I'm sure there's probably going to be a culmination of all the villains that we have seen up to where we at right now. It's going to be once in a lifetime crossover. I cannot wait for it. This is something that I'm like, I have to see it on the theaters. Out of all the movies, Shang-Chi, Eternals, I could watch that on Disney Plus. This is the movie I want to see. This is the movie I want to see. I'm just gonna be real, and I'm saying this. Something big's probably gonna happen, and I will not be surprised where it goes. And this is a great teaser, and I'll just say this: whoever leaked it, good on you, man. You did something right. I mean, I'm gonna be saying this. Sony and Marvel just say, "Fuck it, fuck it." I mean, honestly, it's out. Let's just fucking release it. And yeah, I mean, I don't know how you feel about this whole thing, but it just gives me that whole direction. And also, I will have to agree with that certain YouTuber. Uh, they are tackling the One More Day storyline to where everyone forgets Peter Parker is Spider Man. I kind of find that very cheap direction. I mean, I'm sure he could have, or should I say, I was hoping he was going to have one of the scrolls be dressed up as Spider-Man, and then after that, pretty much convince everyone that he was innocent. Um, and are they going to continue? I hope so. I hope so. Because if they don't, ooh, we got some problems. I mean, granted, I mean that's a big question mark because Tom Holland is contracted for, you know, this movie and one more appearance. I'm assuming a new Avengers film. Um, after this is oh yeah, definitely. I had to theorize that was obviously the case, and the way how what's his face Doctor Strange's trusty partner slash uh, in a way, what's that word? I'm trying to best his friend in a way. Wong, I think that's his name. Correct me if I'm wrong. Uh, but he did warn Doctor Strange, don't use that spell. And Doctor Strange is like, hey, F you, buddy. I'm going to do what I want. uh, and to be fair, Rin, do you think this could spoil Multiverse of Madness? I think this could be it. Yet again, um, we'll have to wait and see if they don't continue after the trilogy supporting the cast. I don't know, and that's the thing. Many people theorize that we're going to have a death of Mary Jane in this film because the actress kind of vague says she doesn't know. Now, granted, it could be a combination of a bit of two things. Either she believes she's done, or she doesn't know where the franchise could go. It's an either way. It's kind of like some of the actors that were doing the Avengers movies. They don't know if they were going to continue, and this is during that time period where it was an Age of Ultron during Phase 2, before Phase 3. And then eventually they re-signed Robert Downey Jr. and everyone else for a long-term deal. Sony wants this movie to be a big moneymaker. If they don't make this to be the big moneymaker, ooh, it's SOL for Sony. That's just how I feel. And granted, I mean, Disney could pretty much give them a big deal, but I mean, we'll have to wait and see. I mean, this is going to be the big question. Okay, Sony. All right. Do you want to continue this character, or are you just going to do your own bullshit and pretty much have where Marvel end this version of Spider-Man and the rest is history, where Peter is trapped in a multiverse and Peter is stuck. It's kind of like the title of No Way Home. And I had this theory, and Loki kind of fueled that fire to where Loki is in an alternate universe and he's with an alternate TVA. So therefore, I was thinking maybe if they play the multiverse with Spider-Man, they could transfer Peter in the MCU to a different alternate universe where people don't know who he is. And it sure gives off that direction. I mean, why would you bring yours truly Doc Ock from Spider-Man 2? Why would you bring the Green Goblin? And this is another thing too. We're going to see this Green Goblin. Oh, I'm going to bring that costume up right now. You know what I'm talking about, guys. You know what I'm talking about. Green Goblin original suit. Green Goblin's original suit. Spider-Man 1. Yeah, this fucking thing. Are we going to bring this costume back? Because I'm like, hell yeah. I don't want to see that Green Power Ranger costume. No way. No way. Oh, I'm going to pull that out right now. Just give me 1 minute. Give me 1 minute, guys. Give me 1 minute. All right. Are we going to bring this? I still hope so. This is fucking amazing. I really hope so. You could CGI on it a little bit, but it would be perfect. Absolutely perfect with the MCU. No more of this shit. I don't want to see this costume. I don't. I just no more. Bring this costume in. We'll be all good. And that's another thing too with Andrew Garfield. I mean, and that's the big question. How are they going to play in? That's the big question. We've seen the pumpkin ball from Spider-Man 1, and we know it's Green Goblin from that version. And I'm like, oh shit! And then you see Dr. Octopus, and he says, "Hey, Peter." And I'm like, oh, shit. Oh, man, this is going to be great. This is going to be awesome. This is going to be fantastic. And this is going to, I'm going to say this right now. This is going to be the first successful trilogy. So all those Sam Raimi Spider-Man tards or whatever who hate the MCU version or whatever, you can go suck a dildo because this is going to be the most successful trilogy. I guarantee. However, that's going to be the big question. Will this movie draw enough money to where Sony and Marvel can make a deal? I think they will because Sony wants to do other shit like video games, cartoons, and all that stuff because that's just what they want to do, make more money and keep the license because they don't want to lose everything because Sony only holds the movie rights. And Disney and Marvel have everything else. The games, the game rights, the toy rights, the fucking cartoon rights, everything. And if they break the deal, not only it hurts both sides, but it would just not good business. So they would have no other choice to continue. But yet again, I even wonder if they're going to do this direction, how are they going to do a proper ending to this character? If they're going to end it because of the disagreement. I mean, I'm hoping we don't have that problem. I'm hoping to where we get to see more movies after this, and also, hey, we can get a better conclusion to the other two Spider-Man movies, Sam Raimi Spider-Man and the Andrew Garfield Spider-Man. I'm hoping that's the case. But yet again, that's a 50-50. That's going to be the case. But yeah, it's going to be a very interesting film. It's going to be a very interesting film. The movie definitely implies Doctor Strange is going to be one of the antagonists or one of the main villains for this film, because Peter is just, Peter's not really doing so well. And it just gives off that feeling. And yeah, it does give off that feeling. But anyway, I'm very excited. I'm just very excited. I'm glad Sony and Marvel just say fuck it all and just release the goddamn trailer. And I don't know what else I can say. Ren, what's your thoughts? I mean, like, if you're still watching this, but it's just, oh, give me 1 minute. No, fucking, you know what? I'll put you guys down here in the chat room in case you want to join the call. Get in the call. Get in the call. All right. Anyway, before I end it, I'll give you a couple more minutes. But I mean, it really makes me excited. I'm very speechless on terms of what they're going for on Doctor Strange. That's the where I'm like, oh, okay, so we are doing it. That's going to be a very interesting direction. It's going to be a Spider-Man film filled with will make $1 billion. Yeah, no, I can agree with that. I mean, I can agree with that. Yeah, I could. I'm gonna say this. I definitely agree with that. It will make $1 billion. And also another thing too with the PS4, not PS4. Well, technically PS4 continuation. I don't think Sony would want a just like, well, shit. We bought a studio that pretty much. We bought a studio that made us great Spider-Man games, and we lost the rights. We lost the rights of Spider-Man. Well, if it's successful because Marvel's bigger, yeah, I could agree. Yeah, I agree. I mean, well, to be fair, I mean, that's another video I really want to do because I'm like, is it really worth going into the Is it should Marvel just scrap everything and just focus on the movies? That's just a big topic that I really want to talk about a little bit more on that. But I mean, we got somebody. Hey, what's up, man? What's up, man?
What's up, man? I'm still happy about this movie coming out. I'm still happy, man. We got a trailer.
I saw it on Twitter. I saw it on Twitter. I'm like, no. Are we going to get the trailer? And I see fucking what's his face, Toby, and I'm like, yeah, he's there. He's going to reveal it. And I'm just like thinking, I really am hoping that we get to see something, and we got an HD version out of this whole trailer, and I'm just like, wow, that's saying a lot. But also, it just gives off that appeal of Peter is going to have to make a choice. Have everyone forget who he is, including his girlfriend, or have the point where everyone knows who he is. It's like that whole thing. It's kind of like the One More Day situation where Peter was literally getting hunted down on all these villains, which I will not be surprised if Aunt May or Mary Jane gets killed by one of the main villains from the other Spider-Man films, like Green Goblin or Electro or all that stuff. And also another thing is too, I'm hoping, and that's another thing too, I'm hoping that either October or November we get another trailer and we show the other two Spider-Man. And we have that moment. We have that moment of where all three Spider-Mans, and maybe even throw in Spider-Gwen, fucking Venom, Miles in there. And it's just like, oh, hell yeah. I don't know about that. You know what I would really want for a potential trilogy off of the MCU? Here's what I would like to see. Let's say they continue. Let's say this movie makes $1 billion because granted, I mean, I don't know if anyone knows about this. There's the new COVID 22. Correct myself. Fucking get tongue-tied on this shit. COVID 22. Okay, I'm back now. Anthony.
Hey, Edgar, how you doing, buddy?
What's up, Anthony? What's up,
What's
man?
up, the Jet Tech Pro?
What's up,
All
man?
right.
I'm great. I just finished watching Loki.
How is
Yeah,
it?
that's cool. Well, we were just talking about Spider-Man. Just give me
OMG, that trailer looks amazing.
Yeah, no. But just let me say something. But I personally feel like if they continue with the Spider-Man movies, I would like them to do it to where we bring in Gwen Stacy. I really like the Gwen Stacy character, and I really want it to where we get to see their version of Gwen Stacy. Mm-hmm. And if it's a very diversity Gwen Stacy, where she's Russian or a Muslim or whatever, I mean, that's what I really want. I really think that we need to kind of go away from the Mary Jane for a while, and then we get a proper Mary Jane, because I personally believe that, you know, even though Zendaya she's a good actress, I like her.
Yes.
I haven't. God damn it, Anthony, shut that goddamn phone off.
I did.
God damn it! I mean, one more, I'm fucking kicking you out.
Sorry. Here's my notifications on my computer.
All right. Back to what I was saying. I really want the Gwen Stacy. I really want to see their version of Gwen Stacy.
Yes.
But yet again, I really want to keep the Dr. Octopus from Amazing not Amazing. I was going to say
Spider-Man 2.
Spider-Man 2. Keep him around. However, he doesn't understand what's going on, doesn't understand that his life got transported towards another universe, and he's stuck there along with Norman Osborn. And Norman Osborn finds out all this stuff, and we build onto the Dark Avengers. We build on the whole relationship between Peter and Dr. Octavius, and you go forward with that direction, and you make sure that people could fully embrace everything. And that's what I really, really, really want to see in a future Spider-Man film. Don't make him Green. No, I was going to say Green Goblin. Don't make him straight out Dr. Octopus right out of the gate after this film. No, just keep him in for the long term, and then we go forward and build up to that point to where, okay, he's going to become Dr. Octavius that we saw him in Spider-Man 2 again. But yet again, I mean, who knows? I mean, I would have liked it to where we go forward in an interesting direction after this film. I would have liked it to where we do an interesting direction on Peter after this film. Maybe if you want to connect the Venom film towards this new movie or after this new movie, because they are working on a Spider-Man Venom movie, so I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised if both Venom and Spider-Man have to either team up to fight either a big villain, probably the symbiote god, um, and pretty much, and also have them face one another in the film and just go forward, have that whole moment, a proper moment in that entire film. But I mean, that's stuff that I really think would have been great. I mean, yet again, it's just going to be up to Sony and Disney to work out their differences. This movie looks great. I'm looking forward to it. This movie is probably going to make me watch all the movies because I'm like, oh shit! Technically, all the Spider-Man movies are canon to the MCU now in some weird way. Nice. It's just, yeah. I mean, I really have to say that, and I'm excited for the future, but I'm also very concerned on the future as well. If any chance we could absolutely lose Spider-Man, and this could be just the ending of this character, and we'll never see another continuation off it because, you know. Oh wait, what's going on? I remember old rumors that where Gwen Stacy was supposed. Yeah, I heard that too. Granted, I mean, she was technically got scrapped, but I mean, it is a very interesting direction on how they're going to do it. I mean, you know, yours truly, Avi Arad has somewhat of a leash still on Spider-Man, even though I really feel like he should stay away, and he has stayed away.
He should stay away. He should stay away. Yeah. Avi should stay away.
But yet again, I mean, he still holds somewhat of the rights of Spider-Man to certain degrees. So, I mean, like, it is what it is for now. I just feel like we'll have to wait and see. Granted, we'll have to wait and see. I mean, this is opening a can of worms that I really am excited to see where this leads to, because this leads to where Doctor Strange is technically the bad guy. And we get to see Green Goblin, or the Pumpkin Ball, which is pretty much establishing Green Goblin, and also yours truly, Dr. Octopus from Spider-Man 2. And I just really am dying to see, oh boy, I really want to know when is the opportunity when we see yours truly, the other Spider-Mans, which I think we're going to get them later this year, which with another trailer, and I really hope so, because if you give us another trailer, that will make us very hyped for the film even more, building on that expense of the box office, and people will go see it. I mean, if people are going to go see movies or even events from, let's say, wrestling or football, I'm guaranteed we're going to go see this film in a interesting way to where it will be successful. But that's the thing. Since the new COVID 22 that's more deadly, it could hurt the film. It could hurt Sony. It could hurt yours truly, Marvel. I mean, it is what it is. We're going to have a pandemic for a long period of time, even though I wish we didn't, but it is what it is. I mean, it sucks. I mean, I really wish that, I mean, I wish that we didn't have this problem. I wish that we didn't have this issue. But yet again, we got it, and, you know, there is no other way. But yet again, let's just hope that Venom does well. Let's hope that this movie does well. And also Spider-Verse. Who gives a shit about Morbius? God damn it, Anthony.
Sorry about that. It's just my notifications.
Oh, shut your notification. Any final words before we head out?
The movie is gonna be great. Spider-Man. No way.
I mean, do you agree? Before you go on, but do you agree that yours truly will get another trailer, and you'll see Tom Holland interacting with I'm gonna start all over, motherfucker. I apologize. I'm getting tongue tied out of this shit. do you believe that we'll see Tom Holland meeting up with Andrew Garfield and Toby in the second trailer or the full official trailer? Um, I hope so. I really,
I
I
hope
think
so
it's
too,
gonna,
Edgar. I hope so too.
I think it's gonna happen, but I want to know from you. I mean,
It, I hope so. We get a trailer for showing the other Spider-Man, because that'd be great. That'd be
that
awesome.
would be great too. I really hope so. And I mean, like, it would be exciting to see all this stuff in one big basket. And it would just be exciting to see, like, history in the making. We're seeing the three versions who played Spider Man. It's going to be great to see interactions with them.
Oh, uh, uh, also, Edgar, let me tell you
What's up?
something. Okay, so you know Amy Pascal, right, from Sony? Amy Pascal?
Yeah. What about it? What about it?
He's part of that Sony thing also with Spider-Man. Amy Pascal and Abby Ware and other people, you know.
Yeah. What
Like,
about it? What about it? What about it?
well, if they want to do another deal, they can. But I don't know what's up with Sony and Disney had to make another like another MCU deal. It was, you know.
I like, and that's a well. Here's the thing. I mean, if they want to do other Spider-Man movies, they're gonna have to fucking be continuing the deal. If they break the deal or they end their version of Spider-Man and they rebooted it just because Warner Brothers is doing their new version of Batman, everyone would be heavily against this new reboot on Spider-Man. Nobody would care about it, and nobody would really is going to give a shit. No one's going to support it. Now, granted, Spider-Man will have that money, regardless of what anyone else says. But the only problem is it would get ridiculed, it would get hated upon, it would get very much just ultimately not welcomed. Unlike the Spider-Man movies, like yours truly, the MCU version, it has been welcomed. It has pretty much been like, we want more from this shit. We want to see more from this version of Spider-Man. People think of Tom Holland as their version of Spider-Man. This is the problem that most fans don't understand. I'm talking about you fucking Sam Raimi fans who hate this version of Spider-Man. They don't get it. They don't. They never do. They think they know better than anyone else. In actuality, they don't. And honestly, I'll just say this: the one thing I personally believe that that they truly believe is, I really want them to have everything. Just show Spider-Man from the Sam Raimi, from the Andrew Garfield. Go do those movies. You'll make money along with the other Spider-Man movies from the MCU, and you go forward. But yet again, that's if Sony has a pair of balls to do something really great. But yet again, because this is another thing too, people are going to be asking, "Hey, can we get a continuation from the Sam Raimi Spider-Man? Can we get a continuation from the Andrew Garfield Spider-Man? Is it possible that we could get to see the three versions not only share movies together, but also get to see other solo films, so we get to see them more common?" And I guarantee you, both actors, Andrew Garfield and
Tobey Maguire.
and also Tommy Maguire, thank you. It's just going to be like, hell yeah, why don't we do more? And it's just like, dude, they're not going to waste their opportunity. Granted, it could just be a one-time deal. Anthony, I'm kicking you out. If you give me
I'm sorry.
I'm
I'm about to go myself. I gotta go watch. I gotta do some things.
All right, later, brother. Later, brother. Anyway, but yeah, definitely. Yeah, it feels like if they're not, yeah, dude, absolutely, they're gonna get hated on. I mean, granted, I mean it's a big difference between Batman because you never got a chance with Batman with Ben Affleck. You got one or two movies with Tom Holland Spider Man. You got like fucking like a handful of films. You got Civil War. You got the first two Spider-Man films. You got two Avengers films. That's like 5 or 6 films. Enough where people could get to know this version of Spider-Man, and people will love this version of Spider-Man. You think people will welcome a reboot after that? No. I mean, if it's not Marvel, no, thank you, no, thank you. But I mean, I'm just being real when I'm saying this. I just truly believe that they're going to be forced to continue. Now, granted, let's just hope, Sony doesn't pull the bullshit. Same goes with Disney, too. I mean, I'm hoping that Disney doesn't blow it the second time, because technically it's their fault. Technically it's Disney fault, pretty much asking, we were going to do this and this and this, and then pretty much force Sony to back out. No, thank you. No, I don't want that situation. I don't want that to have that at all. I mean, granted, we'll have to wait and see. Granted, I keep saying it. Only time will tell. But overall, I'm very looking forward to the future. It's definitely very promising. It's going to be great. But, I really am excited. This is history in the making. This is opening of the door of, is there interest of seeing the other two Spider-Mans? And also a potential movies after this film. That's another thing too. I really want more movies after this film with all three Spider-Man movies. I mean, come on. We're talking about the fucking multiverse. Come on, you can't.
It's amazing. It's been amazing, the multiverse. It's been amazing, man.
Yeah, I mean, that's another thing too. When you look at Marvel, I mean, shit, for crying out loud, they're doing the multiverse in the most awesome, condensed. You learn about the multiverse, you understand it, and it's not forced down your throat. It's not a political agenda. And unlike a certain other studio that didn't give a fuck about anything, wants to erase yours truly what Zach did, and that just says a lot. I mean, we'll have to wait and see. I mean, I'd love to know your guys' thoughts on the trailer. I'm gonna head out. I'm gonna go play Infamous Second Son and Prototype, and also Spider-Man. But anything else before we head out? I just want to. Definitely, and definitely. If imagine. Fox. Oh God, you would have an X-Men movie right out of the gates. I mean, you would have that cool shit. You would have X-Men versus Avengers. You would have that all already been done. And oh God, I would be drooling all over. Or hell, if they connected towards X-Men Days Futures Past and have Wolverine and Professor X and Magneto pretty much have the X-Men First Class timeline to be the MCU version of the X-Men. That would be pretty cool and pretty acceptable, in my opinion. And I think Kevin Feige knew exactly what to do with X-Men right out of the gate if we went that direction. But we're never going to do that because, let's say, Fox ruined it. And anyway, before you want to say anything before we go head out?
Well, I was trying to say, I'm glad to be here talking to you, Edgar, about this Spider-Man No Way Home trailer. Because
you don't really talk to me; you just pretty much just listen to. But if you want to say a few words, just please do. I'm begging you. Don't make me hang up, and then I'm like, I should have let him talk a little bit.
Yeah, guys. I want to tell you guys, I am gonna do a reaction for Gamescom. You heard about Gamescom, right, Edgar?
No. What about it?
Well, it's coming up tomorrow for Xbox, or like this week. Like, I want to tell you this, like, Gamescom coming this week, though, tomorrow. Starting tomorrow. Are you at the Gamescom, or are you guys planning to Gamescom? Like,
no, not really. I mean, like, what does it have? I mean, what should we get excited for?
New video game stuff for Xbox, and Jeff Keighley supposed to do some kind of on Wednesday somehow. But,
does it have any Sony? Oh, okay. Does it have any Sony? Sony part of it, or like Sony is involved with it? Because I mean,
I can see the schedule
much
about Jeff Keighley's one. Because I know he's having a big event for announcements about upcoming premieres and stuff from Sony. or games and such might hype for, but I don't know. But Gamescom starts tomorrow with Xbox and starting with Xbox tomorrow, so all this week.
Well, I mean, I'll, I'll just say this. I'll take a look into it, but I mean, if it doesn't have anything that I really care about, I mean, I'm not going to care. I really don't. I mean, at this point for me, I'm like, if it doesn't involve around Sony or games that I really care about, like, is like Marvel's Avengers is going to be involved or anything like that? No. I mean, like, if it's a no for me, I'm like, then I really don't care. And plus, I mean, like, I'm not expecting any other. I'm not expecting much. I mean, like, granted, there is a rumor going around that NetherRealm Studios is going to have either a Marvel game or a DC game, or another Mortal Kombat game, which that's going to be very interesting if they did that. But I mean, I don't really care too much. I mean, like, if it doesn't evolve around, let's say, Darksiders or DC or Marvel or something that I'm very interesting on a fighting game or whatever, I don't really care too much. So I mean, like, that's just how I say it. Anyway, thank you for being a part of this. I thank you a lot.
Thank you so much.
And I bet. I mean, dude, he's probably like that. You know that part in Spider-Man 2 where he gets his Peter gets his suit back? He was pretty much like that all over. Kevin Feige was like, God damn it, someone stole my suit. Let's find the leaker who
yeah, like it's raining yesterday, but it happened until Kevin Feige started or Marvel started find the guy who did it like today yesterday. It's strange if it happened.
I think Sony was desperate. I honestly think Sony was desperate. They pushed back fucking Venom for like 2 weeks or 3, which is understandable. I could wait for another couple of weeks. I mean,
yeah, I'm going to watch in theaters though. I'm going to watch in theaters for what happens with this because
go on.
I'm going to still watch in theaters because Venom 2 is going to be amazing. Because I can't wait for all my Spider-Man connection in the whole playground with Venom and Carnage and what's coming.
Yeah, that's going to be great. But I mean, we'll have to wait and see. I mean, this is going to be a very interesting time. That's the thing. Times are changing. The superhero genre just changes into. Well, tell you the truth. I mean, I'm going to respond to that whole statement. You hear me now?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, I'm back.
Yeah.
I want to respond that statement. Kevin Feige. I mean, should he get pissed off? I mean, we're in a pandemic.
Yeah,
we're in a pandemic. The only thing I'm gonna say this right now. Kevin Feige and all these actors, yeah, they can bitch all they want. Movie theaters are fucking done. They're done. Do you really think people are gonna risk their? I'll say this. Yes, in a way, it's going to be cool having all 3 Spider-Mans, and it's going to be great seeing that whole thing. But here's one big thing that these actors who are bitching about, oh, they should be at the theater and all that stuff. They shouldn't be at streaming and all that crap. Here's the thing. Do you want to get sick? Do you want to die? No. The only thing I should be worried about is contract violations. Sony and Warner Brothers. Actually, no, let's take that. Let's push Sony away. Warner Brothers and Disney did the unthinkable, and they realized they got fucked. All the actors did not like the fact that they're not going to get paid. It's all about the money. It's the money. I didn't get paid. I didn't get this. I did not get that. All that crap. And that's why you're bitching and moaning and crying like a fucking bitch. Because you don't like the fact that you pretty much didn't get the paid of money when the whole factor of the whole factor of the whole part where when you see the streaming numbers of Black Widow or Milan or all that shit just going down forward, it's over. It's, I mean, like, do you really honestly believe that people are gonna fucking go watch a movie at the theaters? I mean, it's done. And I told everyone, eventually, movie theaters are gonna be the thing of the past. They're not gonna stand out. And that's another thing too.
I can't hear.
People are done with movie theaters. People
That's
are
right.
so fed up with movie theaters to such a degree that I'm like, why go pay off 20 or 30 or 50 bucks for a drink, popcorn, and all that snacks and shit when you can literally just make that shit now. Make that shit now.
Yeah.
In your own backyard. But I mean, it is what it is. I mean, because I wouldn't be an asshole at Disney because I could get fired and I could get easily replaced. And also another thing is I know how to literally ask yes or no against my boss. And he would absolutely just either, oh, fuck it, I'll just do what you got to do and go forward. And that's another thing too. I mean, don't be surprised we get a lot of the stuff from Disney and Netflix be the mainstream. I mean, granted, Netflix kind of is dead now because Netflix, I mean, at this point, I mean, they're pretty much at the bare minimum of the bottom because Paramount Plus, Warner Discovery, and HBO Max and Disney Plus pretty much are going to be your competitors, along with Apple Plus and all that stuff. They're going to be your mainstream service. Yes, Netflix are going to be there, but it ain't going to be as often big as it was to now. Now, if you ask me. But anyway, oh yeah, definitely theaters are screwed and people are annoyed and the sickness. Yeah, which you're not going to get. Hold on, give me 1 minute.
I agree. Like, or people like. I forgot what to say. That's why I don't go anymore. Just stay home and watch movies on my computer. And I do agree, man. Like, theaters are hurting, but we have to understand.
Well, what the fuck are you talking about, man? What the fuck are you talking about?
Oh, I was talking about yeah, talking about how people don't go to movie theaters anymore. So that is.
Oh, okay. But I mean, it's just like these movie theaters. I mean, people just don't understand. The art of movie theaters is over. It's over.
Okay.
And don't give me that Rambo shit saying nothing is over. Nothing. I mean, granted, I'm hoping this movie is successful and you go forward with this direction. We do more movies after this. I want Tom Holland to stay in as Spider-Man for another 10 more years. I want an older Spider-Man where we slowly see his ups and downs and he's with Gwen Stacy or he marries Mary Jane or I wouldn't be surprised we have it where he hooks up with Silk, which that would be pretty cool. I mean, I'm not saying it could happen. Or hell, Felicia. That would be pretty interesting. Pretty interesting. Cool. I mean, seeing Black Cat and Peter together. I mean, shit, for crying out loud. And oh yes, absolutely absolutely. I think they need to do, yeah, absolutely. They need to absolutely do a MCU Spider-Man TV show. Oh yeah, that would be great. And you could have where Peter has to, and that's the whole thing that Peter has to choose. Would you rather have people know who you are and risk your friends, your girlfriend's life, or would you rather have everyone forget about you and have everyone just you be a hero and you move on? Make that tough decision. And eventually he probably, if they, let's say they do continue, you could have where he bumps into Felicia, who is a super spy type thing, and she's a early experimental super soldier, which you could go into the whole Black Widow direction with that whole character, because there were other Black Widow characters if you did watch the film, and I wouldn't be surprised Felicia would be one of those test subjects that they were trying to do. I mean, could you see that? I think I could. How would you feel about that?
Oh, that'd be wonderful. That'd be wonderful, man. That'd be great if we see it happening for Marvel's MCU. That'd be a good idea. Wait,
I really hope so. And that's another thing too. I mean, that's just on only the MCU Spider-Man. I want to see the Sam Raimi Spider-Man do Spider-Man 4, but do it in a way where it's connected to the multiverse and you go forward with that whole direction. You get what I'm saying? And also, another thing too, please make that fan theory come true that yours truly, Tobey Maguire, is the Uncle Ben of Peter in the MCU. I want that so badly. Oh yes! Oh God! Please, dude. I swear to God, if we did Parker Industries,
that'd be amazing.
That would be great. I would just be like, oh great, my favorite era in Spider-Man, pretty much going forward. And I'm like, and I get to see every Spider-Man fan just absolutely get fucking pissed off, and I'm like. Oh, that was a great time. I'll say this: the Parker Industry stuff. I mean, it was great, and I really think they could have done so many crazy stuff with that whole direction on that stuff. But I mean, I do want to see other directions with this Spider-Man, and I just feel like Sony and Marvel have their opportunity to make this movie to be a $1 billion film, and also just have this movie open the door for many movies, not just Spider-Man, for MCU, not just the other Spider-Man movies, but also just the whole multiverse, the beginning of the multiverse Marvel Cinematic Universe. That's something I really am hoping to do. And that's something that I really am hoping that we eventually bring in the X-Men Fox universe and slam it into the MCU, because it's the only thing I could possibly could see them fitting in the whole Marvel universe. Because if you look at the Marvel universe right now, there is no way in hell that you could introduce X-Men and make it make sense in a way, because that whole question, where the hell have you guys been all this entire time? You're already doing that with Eternals. And granted, people are not really liking Eternals, because if they were so powerful, why the fuck did they just didn't do shit this entire time? I mean, oh man, yeah. Is it red? I heard that too. I heard about that. That you're gonna have a direction to where it not only retcons a lot of things, but yeah, again, I mean, it could be in a way where it takes place after those movies, because I heard that Doctor Strange, it's going to be the same thing what Peter's doing in this movie. Peter asked, could you correct my mistake? And Doctor Strange is like, okay, Peter, I'll do that. But Peter didn't want to shut up, and pretty much Doctor Strange fucked up. I honestly feel like yours truly, Tobey Maguire, and that's another thing too. Why would Tobey Maguire would want to ask anything? I don't see anything that would be benefit for the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man. I don't know about you, but guys, but I don't know why would anyone really. Why would that version of Spider-Man would ask, "Hey, could you fix my mistakes?" But I mean, we'll see. The only way to do X-Men in the MCU is to go forward with they better do something with that fucking movie. We'll see how that goes. That could just be a subtitle, and they eventually fucking reveal the name. I wouldn't be surprised they call it Uncanny X-Men, which why not? I mean, come on, why not? But I mean, just kind of wrapping up this whole video. I do believe that they're going to retcon Amazing Spider-Man 2 into where Peter, the Andrew Garfield Spider-Man, is going to rescue Gwen Stacy, and pretty much the rest is history from there. I don't think the Sam Raimi, Tobey Maguire Spider-Man is going to do anything. In fact, I think he's going to die by sacrificing himself protecting the MCU Spider-Man, because there is a bond between of them. And honestly, that I could actually believe. And I'm hoping that fan theory to where the MCU version of Spider-Man looks at the Tobey Maguire, Sam Raimi Spider-Man, that he's the Uncle Ben in his universe, and you go forward with that whole direction. I mean, hell, we saw a different Loki that yours truly, correct myself. Who played the actor who played Loki? I'm fucking Tom Hiddleston. I think that's his name. Saying his name right. But yeah, I mean, please correct me if I'm wrong. But I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if we have that whole theory to be canon. Hell, we already pretty much made Peter Parker canon way back in Iron Man 2, so it would be really cool to where, oh yeah, during Iron Man 2, you had Uncle Ben died by protecting Peter during the robots that came down, the Hammer drones. Pretty much go forward all that direction. But I mean, yeah, we'll see how things go. Oh God, oh Jesus, I could actually see that idea too.
Oh man.
I mean, the multiverse. Don't fuck with the multiverse; it can fuck you up. I mean, but yeah, I mean, we'll have to wait and see how things go. I am hoping that we go forward in an interesting direction with this film. It sure seems like we're going to have quite a load of a Spider-Man film. That's all I'll say. Anywho, we'll see how things go. Till then, next time. And stay tuned for my Spider-Man Let's Play. Stay tuned for my Prototype and Infamous Second Son, along with my Titans reviews and my Eden Zero and Fairy Tale reviews later this week. And yeah, later.